Gentlemen, good morning to you and welcome to another video tutorial on the USDJPY. In fact, the USDJPY's current market setup is quite impressive when it comes to bullish expectation in this current market structure, as we were able to make over 500 pips in profits last week after we had multiple entries below the 135 level before we witnessed that breakout of that structure. And since this is going to be a follow up detail to my previous analysis, I would like us to have a preview of what really happened during the course of last week. Well, I was able to share my commentaries as usual under the USDJPY for last week trading session. And we all remember that last week started with a public holiday as the US was observing the president's holiday. And as a result of this, we had a huge consolidation phase at the beginning of the week. But the appearance of a demand zone around the 134.00 level was a key signature that we might be having a bullish momentum at this point. And I said here that we want to be looking forward to a retest of that structure at the 134.150 level for an opportunity to buy. And this was exactly what happened the following day. And we saw some liquidity come in after the public holiday, which incited this bullish move. And the breakout of the 134.500 also triggered another position. But the key moment didn't happen until I think, let's see where that is. Not until the breakout of the 135.00 level, which actually happened on the 23rd. And this was as a result of the, was it not the GDP exactly? It came at a negative variance of minus 1.71, and that led to the breakout. The US dollar reacted impressively bullish in that regard. We saw a retest of structure and we anticipated the buy. So we rode the move all the way up as price action went on to push for the highs during the later part of the week. If you do want to examine how we took advantage of these trading opportunities last week, I will be dropping the link to this commentary in the comment section of this current video. And if you are watching it on from my YouTube channel, sorry, then you will be seeing the link to this commentary at the top right hand side of your screen. So with that being said here, let's dive back into the current market structure. And the first chart we are going to be looking at is the daily time frame. And I will be zooming right into the current structure. That is what has been happening here since the beginning of the year. And if you had missed out on how we got to this point, I would advise you to um, watch my previous analysis on this on the USDJPY. And if you are watching from my YouTube channel, you will see the link at the top right hand side of your screen, and at the same time in the comment section of this current one. So right now we have a situation here since on the 16th of January where price action initially was caught within a consolidation phase around here where price action evolved into a reversal pattern in the form of a double bottom structure, which led to a final breakout of the neckline area at the 131 level, retest of structure followed by multiple buying pressure from that level. And at this point was a very good opportunity for us to confirm that reversal pattern, and we had our buy position triggered at this point. And if you look at what has been happening here in the last couple of weeks, you will see that price has uniformly um, climbed with successive 400 pips move. You can see from the 127 to the 131 was 400 pips, and from the 131.00 area to the 135 area was also a 400 pips move. And during the course of last week trading session, we saw that final breakout of that bearish trend line to signal the potential of the buyers at this particular point in time. And if you remember during my previous analysis on this pair, I laid emphasis on the importance of that 135 area, a level which also shares a beautiful confluence with that bearish trend line. And as you can see, during the later part of last week trading session, we finally saw the breakout of that structure to signal a strong bullish signal across the market. And it's at this point we need to be very careful here, as we want to see if this is going to turn out to be a false breakout, or we might likely see a situation where price will do some retest of structure to incite another wave of bullish momentum. So in that regard, I would like us to scale down to a much lower time frame, like the 4 hours time frame, to see how we could actually take advantage of any trading opportunity during the new week. But before I go into the 4 hours time frame, I would like us to have a quick look at the economic calendar, as we have a couple of macroeconomic events to look forward to, and definitely this will be bringing some liquidity to this market. And when we bring out our economic calendar here on Monday, we have the nominee for the Bank of Japan's governor, Ueda, is going to be having a speech on Monday. We are yet to have a time for that, but I hope that as time goes by, this will be updated accordingly. Then on that same day, we have the durable goods orders and the non-defense capital good order, and this is going to be affecting the US dollar. So we have some data here which doesn't seem impressive for the durable good order, as we have a consensus of minus 4% against the previous data of 5.6. So we shall be looking forward to see if the data that will be coming in this week will be beyond expectation, or just as expected, or even below expectation. And on the non-defense capital, we have minus 0.1% for the previous data. We have a consensus of 0%. So that's quite some positive expectation there. So we shall be looking forward to see how participants in this market will be anticipating this event. Then we also have another one coming in on Wednesday. That's the first day of the new month of March, and that is the ISM manufacturing PMI. And if we look at the data here, we have some level of positivity in the year, as consensus are hinting at a higher data of 48 against the 47.4. Then on Friday, we have the ISM services PMI, which we have a previous data of 55.2 with a consensus of 52.4 coming in at that one. So we all agree that these are high impact events that majority in this market will be anticipating, and definitely we shall be seeing the reflection of this anticipation on the chart as price action. And let's go back into the chart by scaling down into the lower time frame, where I want us to see what I was able to identify there in order to guide our trading activity for this week. So right here on the 4 hours time frame, so I will be basically talking about what has been happening in this market since the beginning of this month. And if you look at what we have here on the 4 hours time frame, it is very obvious that price action has been bullish, and as a result of this, price action has transitioned into an ascending channel here. As you can see, price action continue to find higher highs and lower highs in that regard. And within the channel here, we also have a temporary trend line which has um, demarcated the upper part from the lower part here. And what you see here in the last couple of weeks is that price action has been tending towards the resistant point of this ascending channel to give a signal that a bullish momentum is very strong in this market. And if we zoom into what has been happening here since the course of last week trading session, we had our key moment around the demand zone here at the 134.00 area. So this is where last week trading session started. We saw how bullish momentum gathered, accumulated there, which finally led to the breakout of that important structure at the 135.00 area. And as a result of this situation here, we can see the last on the last day we saw three huge bullish engulfing candle breaking out of the 136 level. And at this point, you would see that the 136 level also shares a beautiful confluence with the resistance point of that ascending channel. So at this point in time, going into the new week, we have a couple of structures here which we shall be using to guide trading activity. And one of them is the 136.00 level. 135.300. Remember, the structure was broken to the upside. We had a breakout of structure here, and the 135.00 area as well, which was also a structure that was broken after multiple selling pressure around this area prior to the breakout. And how are we going to be using the structures to guide our trading activity for this week? Well, since we already had a breakout of the resistance point, there is one thing we want to be looking forward to here is a bullish signal. And before this bullish signal happens, we might likely see some level of retracement in this market where some profit taking activities will start kicking in following this bullish move here, as most participants who had made money from this move from the structure will want to be doing some profit taking activity, and this will be reflected on the chart in the form of a retracement phase. Now, where this retracement phase will go is what we don't know yet, but we're going to be using these current structures we have in the markets to guide that projection. So we might likely see price retrace probably into the 136 level before the bullish momentum happens, or probably into the 135.300 level or the 135.00 area, where as we can see here, it also shares a beautiful confluence with that bullish trend line within that ascending channel, where if the appearance of buy pressure above the structure comes in, we'll have no choice but to anticipate a trend continuation to the upside. So these are one of the scenarios I will be looking forward to. And if it so happens that price action does not drop below the 136 level, then a trend continuation pattern around here on our lower time frame will signal an opportunity to join that trend continuation to the upside. So for the USDJPY, I'm still going to be having a bullish bias on this one, and this depends on how far this retracement phase will go before the anticipation of another wave of bullish momentum will happen. Be rest assured that I will be jumping right in the comment section during the early hours of the new week to give you an update on what my expectations are after monitoring how participants in this market will be reacting to this current structure at this juncture in this market. I hope this video has been of immense help in making your personal decision on the USDJPY, and if it did, kindly support this project by clicking the like button. You would also want to follow me on my TradingView platform at Dark Sherry, spelled DARCSHERRY, so that you can be part of the daily commentaries I normally share in the comment section of all of my videos. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you right in the comment section as usual as we get prepared for the new week. Do have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.